Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. Something new that we're going to bring you each and every week. Now, you should know, regular listeners, regular viewers will know that we do a stats and tactics show over on the website once a week after every Liverpool game. And one of the things that I'd like to do is bring you a small section of what we discuss in that stat show over to YouTube for two reasons. One, because I hope you'll enjoy the content. And number two, I want you to come and buy a subscription for the Redmen TV. Yeah? Simple. It's a fair, open, honest relationship, and I'm being upfront. So this one, we're actually going to focus on how Liverpool were able to beat Chelsea and a few of the ways that Liverpool were able to maybe work through their press, how we pressed them, and then how we scored that goal with Mane at the back stick. So as you can see on the screen right now, I've got a basic Liverpool defensive shape. This is how we came out second half, and you'll notice this shape. We've got Andy Robertson up here, you've got Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip, Trent Alexander-Arnold, you can just see down here, and Fabinho in the centre. And this is a shape that we'll see regularly throughout a Liverpool game. And actually, so one of the ideas is Virgil van Dijk will play the ball into Fabinho out to Matip, and we'll move around a little bit and try and just work an opening to get it up to that next level, to get it up to the fullbacks, and maybe to get it further forwards to the likes of Roberto Firmino, Mohamed Salah, Jordan Henderson. So if I actually bring up the next slide, this is just a few seconds later. A couple of passes have happened probably between Matip and Virgil van Dijk, but you can still see we've still got that shape going on, and Fabinho's still in the centre. Now what Hazard is doing is Hazard's actually going to go and press Virgil van Dijk, and Fabinho's going to be receiving the ball in the centre of the pitch, and it's Jorginho's job in this instance to come and press Fabinho, because obviously Hazard's going to go to the ball player. Willian has got Trent Alexander-Arnold to think about, so it's this man in the middle, Jorginho, who has to come and press Fabinho, and when the ball's played into him, he will run straight at Fabinho, and Fabinho is then tasked with moving the ball further on. You can see probably from this one, Matip's an easy pass. So we'll just play the next slide now. A couple of passes on. That did happen exactly what we were talking about. And now Naby Keita's dropped into this left-back role with Andy Robertson moving further forwards. And again, he's come in to find space while Robertson's gone further up the field to occupy their fullback. Fabinho's still in that place there. Joel Matip's still there, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold still exactly the same shape, and Liverpool are still trying to build up in exactly the same manner. So I'll bring up the next photograph now. What's happened is Virgil's played the ball slightly in front of Joel Matip, and you can see Chelsea are in a good position. They've got Hudson-Odoi, they've got Kante, it looks like they've got Loftus-Cheek and Willian there. Now what's happened is Trent Alexander-Arnold has bombed on as well. Andy Robertson, we know, is already out of the picture. Keita's taken up that sort of left-back role in the side, and Hazard has lost interest in pressing Joel Matip. So Joel Matip then moves the ball forwards, and Loftus-Cheek is now the one who has to come out from that perfect midfield four and then come and press Joel Matip. And what that happens is that that starts and fuels a series of events, and something that Joel Matip is very, very good at. So we'll play the next picture now, and he actually plays a pass. You can see right there, Loftus-Cheek has gone towards him. This is just after Joel's played the pass straight through to a Roberto Firmino, who's found himself a little bit of space. And actually Trent Alexander-Arnold's over here. You can just about make out Andy Robertson over there. There's Sadio Mane. But the interesting one here is Jordan Henderson, who is now being followed by Jorginho. And what Jordan Henderson does is he runs along this line here and occupies David Luiz. What this run does is mean that David Luiz isn't able to go and take Roberto Firmino, because if he was to go to the ball, Jordan Henderson would be here and there'd be a nice fresh ball in for Sadio Mane here. So they do it really well. Jorginho then comes across to Roberto Firmino. He plays it on to David Luiz, and we'll play the next picture now. And as you can see, we've naturally just continued that. And it's a bit strange because the camera angle's changed. But what's happened is the ball's actually been passed from Roberto Firmino to Mohamed Salah at this point. And you can see Jordan Henderson's continued his run, exactly like I said, onto David Luiz. And what that's done is it's got Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane all in a line. They're our front three, but Jordan Henderson is 5-10 yards further ahead of them. And that's what we're not seeing enough of over the course of this season, really. A midfield runner. We've said it so often, haven't we? We want to see someone like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain who's going to drive with the ball, who's going to join the attack. And this is what Jordan Henderson's been doing so well in this scenario. And it's one of the reasons Liverpool were able to beat Chelsea, is that Henderson joining the attack and making it sort of a 4-on-5 or something else, just making sure that, you know, Roberto Firmino gets the better of Jorginho. We know he's a good passer of the ball, but is he a good defender, and will he be able to pick up pick up Roberto Firmino? So let's have a look at the next picture right now. And again, this is just a few seconds later. Roberto Firmino's actually ran outside. Mohamed Salah's cut inside. Jordan's right in the middle. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in the area, and it's this exacting pressure that Liverpool were able to put on them. There was a 15-minute spell in this game where Liverpool was superb, and this is what they were doing. They were getting men into the box and making it difficult for Chelsea to then get the ball out and play it out, because they want to play the ball out, but when they did get the ball right behind him, just off screen, you'll have noticed players like Naby Keita coming in from that left back role. Fabinho will be there centrally, and maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold. And because of Robertson's position and way out high left, Trent Alexander-Arnold comes in and makes it a compact 3 behind this. So the next picture perfectly encapsulates exactly what I'm saying. So if we bring up that picture right now, you can see it's moved on a little bit. Firmino's on the right, Salah's in central, Mane's there, Robertson's out on the left. This is about 15 seconds later, and Henderson's dropped a little bit deeper now. But here's those three. You got Naby Keita, you got Fabinho, and you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. And this is it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in that final third, and they may be 8 players in the final third, give or take a few yards. And what that does is, even if Chelsea are to win the ball back, they haven't got passes to go to. So we're going to win the ball on the edge of the box, and then we're going to try again and again and again. And it's that exacting pressure that forced Chelsea into mistakes, playing it out from the back. And that's why gegenpressing, when we're playing like this, is so effective. So we're going to move on into how Liverpool turned defence into attack. And this is a free kick, 48th minute of the game. David Luiz has got the ball, and you can see Liverpool's shape perfectly set up here. We've got the 3 forwards in Mane, Firmino and Salah, and you can see the 3 midfielders in Keita, Fabinho and Jordan Henderson, and then Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip and Trent Alexander-Arnold just on your edge of frame. And you can see I've put the responsibilities there as well. Mohamed Salah is to look after the right and a little bit of central. Firmino a bit of left and right. Mane exactly the same. Naby Keita left, Robertson left, and then here over to the right hand side. And you'll notice that midfield's always so compact. And one of the things when I'm at the game, actually, that drives me mad actually sometimes is fans saying, you know, the switch is on and all that type of stuff. It's always going to be on, because you can't cover sideline to sideline. So teams roll from one side to the other, and that creates space. So we can see here that we can see during games of football that, you know, the right winger may have space, but it's how quickly Liverpool can maybe react and be over on the right hand side and move over to that left hand side with how good a side they are. And Liverpool are very good at this, all told. And David Luiz in this instance decides, you know what, I've got nothing on there, I'm going to play the ball, and he's going to play the ball to the centre-back Christensen, I think it is, just inside of him. So if we show that next picture now, you can see Christensen's just received the ball. David Luiz is retreating to make sure that he's an option for the pass. As Piliqueta, his passing lane is going to be blocked by Sadio Mane. That's his responsibility. He's to get in there. Firmino is going to go to the ball player. Salah is going to sprint over to David Luiz. So what Christensen realises is the best pass for me is Jorginho in the centre here. But as soon as that free kick was taken, Fabinho, if we just roll it back one photo again, look at the space, Fabinho to Jorginho here. And we just bring that back up again now. He's closed that space already. He's only made the free kick. He's literally just kicked it a few yards, and Fabinho's closed that gap by half, so he's running at full speed. Jorginho's just recognised that his mate needs a pass because of the pressure the front three are applying, and Fabinho's going to win the ball at this point of contact. Where Christensen plays that ball, Fabinho's going to get there. Let's have a look at the next photo, and you can see right now, Fabinho wins that ball. It bounces off to Jordan Henderson to Mo Salah. 10-15 seconds later, we move on to the next photograph. Liverpool, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in the final third again. From the solid defensive position, a Chelsea free kick just on the halfway line. Only 15 seconds later, Liverpool got 7 players on the edge of the box, and that's down to that defensive shape and making sure that they're all switched on. It's Fabinho knowing where that ball's going to go, because he knows what the front three are going to do in front of him, and it's absolutely superb. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold actually ends up cutting inside and whipping a ball over Andy Robertson coming from the left, and the ball doesn't quite make it across to him, and this attack breaks down. But yeah, again, how Liverpool turning defensive situations into attacking situations. And the final thing that I want to show you is how Liverpool scored that first goal with Sadio Mane, and we've got a lovely wide view, and what you can see here is Chelsea have got a nice back line with their four midfielders. They've got a compact four across the middle, and Hudson-Odoi, interestingly, is now the fella tasked with marking Sadio Mane. And you can see here, you've got Fabinho, you've got Joel Matip, and you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, all in space if necessary. And what I find really interesting about this is, as good as those two lines are, there's too much space in between them. You're talking, there's probably 15 metres there. And 1, 2, 3, 4 Liverpool players are able to get into that space. And we always talk about clever players. Can he find that little pocket of space? I could find that space on a football field, because yes, they're two good lines, but that one's either too deep or that one's too high. They need to be closer together. Yes, they are technically blocking the passing lanes, but one ball to Trent, one ball to Mo Salah, or one good ball to Mo Salah, you've taken 4 players out of the game. Sarri will not be happy with that. So we take a look at the next photograph now, and the ball's been played by Joel Matip to Sadio Mo Salah. Mo Salah's now driving on that left back. And what I want to bring your attention to is Sadio Mane here and Naby Keita right here. And Naby Keita's position's really interesting, because you don't expect him to be ahead of Sadio Mane, do you? But what he's going to do is he's going to be a thorn in Azpilicueta's side throughout this sequence. So he's going to continue to drive his run forwards. And Azpilicueta's got eyes on him, and this guy's got eyes on him, and this guy's got eyes on him. So when Sadio Mane comes around the back, eventually, it's down to Hudson-Odoi, an 18-year-old attacking player, to track one of the world's best and most informed wide players. So we bring that on now. Sadio Mane's driving into the box, and we all know that the ball's around this area and Jordan Henderson's going to come across. But look, exactly what I'm telling you, Azpilicueta's got eyes on Naby Keita, and Hudson-Odoi's lost interest. Man, I got to the edge of my area. My job's done here. My job's done here. I'm going to go and try and find Andy Robertson, see if I can do that. And you can see, as we pull it on again, Jordan Henderson's now come across from here. He's got the ball. And look, Azpilicueta is making a move to block a passing lane to the man that he can see, Naby Keita. And Sadio Mane ghosts in at the back stick. Hudson-Odoi thinks, fucking hell, I better try something here, mate. I need to make it look like I'm running back at least, because Robertson's not in any danger. The ball's fantastic. Carragher said it himself in commentary. It's a little sandwich to the back stick, and then it's a gimme for Sadio Mane on the last day of the Masters. So Liverpool created that beautifully, 2 straight lines by Chelsea, were able to play through it, over to Mo Salah. Mo Salah drives at his man, Naby Keita occupies the fullback, and Sadio Mane ghosts in. Absolutely superb. Mane, Henderson, Salah will get the plaudits, but Naby Keita's positioning is what opens up this play for Liverpool. So there you go, 3 really interesting things. I hope you agree. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Something different. We do this more in depth, an hour-long version of this, where we look at the stats as well over on the website. And as I said at the top of the video, I'm only showing you this for 2 reasons. 1, I hope that you enjoy it, and 2, I want you to buy a subscription to the website. So get over to the redmentv.com, like this video, let me know if you'd like to see this on a regular basis, and we'll see you next time on the Redmen TV.